to realize, he wasn't around? And when were you made aware of his ultimate decision and what happened?
Well, for me, I think every guy has to take into their own personal situation, and with kind of all that's going on in recent outbreaks with some certain different teams, and I completely respect Cespedes' decision, because it's not just it could not just affect him; it could affect his family as well. And I don't think anything less of him. I think he's he's a great teammate. He's a great guy, and if he felt that he was at risk, then by all means, because this is an unprecedented time, and you never know how. Like if you were to get if you were to come down with a case of COVID, you don't know how it could impact your health, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And so I completely understand his decision. And we're gonna miss him. I mean, I like him a lot. He's a great guy, great teammate, and have a lot of really awesome conversations with him. But I respect his decision, and ultimately it's his choice.
And for you personally, over the last couple of days, we've seen you getting increasingly frustrated after certain at bats. What what has frustrated you the most, I guess, recently about some of those ABs?
Well, not hitting, not succeeding. So, because for me, I do a lot of prep work. I watch a lot of video, and I hit a lot. I always try and refine my craft, and try and be the best player I can be, and to be able to not produce it's frustrating. I mean, for me, it's my job, and I want to be as the best player I could possibly be. But also at the same time, baseball's a game of failure, and it can be very frustrating at times. But at the end of the day, if I succeed at the end of the year 30% of the time, that's really damn good. So for me, it's been tough, like stringing together the results. But I mean, they're gonna come. I know they are. I know what I'm capable of. I know I work hard. I work diligently, and I'm a smart ball player. So for me, I know this is. It's rough now, but I know that it's only going to be, it's temporary. I mean, every ball player goes through struggles and rough patches during a season. So for me, it's unfortunate that it's happening right now at the beginning of the season, but it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
And Pete, real simple.
What was that?
You hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, do you hear me? Sorry about that. So just to follow up on results right now, or are you frustrated? Do you have me now? Do you have me now, Pete?
You're still kind of cutting in and out. Like here. Are you driving?
Steve, we'll come back to you. The next question comes from Tim Britton.
Hey, Pete. I'm wondering, you mentioned kind of frustration with the results right now. How do you feel about your process at the plate, your mechanics and all that, the approach, all those things that go into it at this point?
I mean, I feel fine with the process and with the mechanics. I mean, for me, there's a couple little things that need to click and come and work together in the game. So everything can be cohesive. I mean, regarding my mechanics, it's fine. It's just a matter about just stringing those good at bats and stringing those good results together. Because my intent, my approach, I feel that it's I feel like I have a really disciplined and advanced approach. It's just, I know it's obviously not showing right now, but I mean, that's baseball. I mean, failure is a big part of the game. And I mean, I work hard every day. I compete. I'm fighting up there every single time. It's not for, I mean, I know it sucks not getting results, but it's not for a lack of effort. And I'm giving it all every single at bat. And it's just a matter of time. I mean, I honestly think today is going to be a really, really good day. And I mean, I feel really, really good about today. And then especially not just today, but moving forward for the rest of the year.
And then from a team perspective, a 5-game losing streak is something that most teams go through over the course of a full season. What's the mood of the team like when it happens this early in a short season? Like, is there any more sense of urgency because of it, because there's only 50 games left now?
Well, losing 5 games in a row in a short season or a long season, it's never fun. So today's a day where it's a good day. We got Jake on the mound. It's a good day to turn the page and start a win streak today. I mean, it's never a bad time to clean things up and press forward. So I think today it's going to be a really good day for us. And so we know we know what we have in front of us, and we just got to go out there and play.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Wayne Randazzo.
Hey, Pete, just, is there anything in particular that has caused you to have these lack of results here early on, and that, some things that you may not be used to doing at the plate that are causing you to have these struggles?
I mean, for me, honestly, I think my timing has been off. I've been trying to do the best I can, but honestly, I've probably been thinking about it too much. I just need to go up there, load up early, and just go up there with a clear mind. Because for me, the beautiful thing about my game and how I view my approach at the plate, it's simple, and that's, you can't be up there thinking an incredible amount. You can't be because by the time you're done with your thoughts, the ball's already past you. Because for me, I'm keeping it simple. Today, I'm going to get my foot down early, and I'm going to be ready to hit, and whatever's in the zone, I'm going to be ready to take an A swing on it and square it up. So, I mean, today I'm going to I'm definitely going to load up a little, get my foot down earlier, and then see what happens.
What do you think is going on team-wide with runners in scoring position? It seems like you guys have good at-bats to get on base, and then when you guys have men on base, then it just it starts going crazy.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's just luck of the draw, because I feel like as a whole, like we've been raking. I understand, like, just because guys are hitting, that doesn't mean you're scoring runs. But I feel like as a collective group, we've been hitting really, really well. And also, I mean, I know I haven't been putting the best at-bats together, so that could attribute to that, or not scoring runs either, because there's less guys on base and missed opportunities. So I think that for us as a collective group, I mean, we're here pulling for each other. And honestly, I know it's a 60-game season, but it still is relatively early in the year, and we can turn it around. And I think that we have a really good plan, not just going in today, but for games to come.
Next question comes from Mike Puma.
Hey, Pete, I just wondered, as far as you know, did Cespedes seek out any of his teammates kind of to let them know which way he was leaning on this thing, or did it kind of catch everybody by surprise?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what was going on, and I saw the news, and I was a little confused. But I mean, for me, it's like I totally understand why he's doing it. I mean, he's got a family to take care of, and if he were to come down with something, then that doesn't help him or his family out. So I totally get it. So I was kind of caught off guard, but I mean, hey, it's his choice, and I respect it. I mean, if anyone felt unsafe for what's going on right now, I wouldn't hold it against them.
And do you think guys in the clubhouse, there's other guys kind of grappling with the decision right now whether they should keep going or opt out, or do you think just about everybody is on board with going forward?
I mean, from what I know, I guess for me that's a kind of a difficult question, because people's family life. I mean, that's the most important thing, because for me it's like, if things were to progress in certain ways, and if I didn't feel safe, I have to make the best decision, not just for myself, but for my family. Because at the end of the day, family's most important, and I'm not the guy to judge if guys have to make the best decisions for them, their family, their wives, their kids. So I think when you I think that's kind of like the bigger picture here, because baseball is, for us, it's work, but at the end of the day, like, it's family's the most important thing. Whatever person or whatever guy in the locker room decides to do what's the best for them, then more power to them, and I completely respect that. And all the other guys, I feel like if they get it, they understand.
Thank you.
Of course.
Next question comes from Dave Lennon.
Hey, Pete, I know you mentioned with what Yo did was a personal decision, and that's clearly something that players can do this year. Worried about the COVID. Just, as a teammate, you guys were struggling. You had lost 4 straight. Your manager is kind of wondering where one of your teammates is. And Yo is a big player on the team. I mean, he's a guy that could come into a game and help you guys win a game. I'm just wondering, on that day, do you guys feel a little kind of betrayed by that? Not knowing where a significant part of the team would have been for that day.
No, it was, I'm sure there was kind of a lot, even if there was like a loss of communication, the decision still remains the same. Like, if he feels uncomfortable, and if he feels like he's putting his health and his family's health at risk, then I get it. And I don't know, that's the communication thing. Like, I don't know, like, that's between Cess and the team. Cause for me, I get it. Like, I totally get it. And it's one of those things. It's unfortunate to lose a good teammate and a good player like that. But I totally understand from where he's coming from, and I respect it. I respect his decision.
And just as part of that, Pete, with the 5-game losing streak and with you guys struggling some, and with Yo leaving, do you feel, is it tough to feel like you have to regroup, or can you guys kind of shrug that stuff off and just kind of get ready for tonight?
Well, I guess regrouping and shrugging it off is kind of the same thing, because right. at the end of the day, like, we got a game to win tonight, and I feel like all the guys are like, feel pretty similarly, where it's like everyone, a lot of the guys in there, they have wives, kids, etc. So people understand the reasoning behind it. I have a fiance, like, I don't have kids yet, but if I were to have kids and that decision had to be made for just general safety, then 100% you have to. And for me, we're losing, or we've lost, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to try our damnedest to go win a ballgame tonight. I think we've been playing hard. I think the ball necessarily hasn't bounced our way. It's frustrating, for sure. But hey, these guys in that locker room, they fight. The character of these guys in there, it's top notch, and it's not, the results haven't been there, but it's not for a lack of effort. It's not for lack of trying and being prepared and doing their job. So for me, like, it's rough, but we have the ability to turn it around. A lot of the guys in that locker room are the same people that helped to turn the tides and switch the tables last year. So I feel like that we have the right pieces. We have an incredible, fully loaded, talented roster. And I've said this from spring training and spring training 2.0. We just need to go out and do it. That's what it all boils down to.
Thanks, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Next question comes from Andy Martino.
Dave asked a Cespedes kind of question. I think I'll spare you from another grilling on that and ask you a baseball question. When you talk about your timing issue that you had before, you mentioned before, one thing that comes to mind is that you and every other hitter didn't have the full spring training experience. It was disjointed. Then you came back and had to get ready in a couple of weeks. Not to make excuses, but I'm wondering how much you think the non-traditional prep for the regular season was a factor at that. And I also wonder if you think that in any way trying to trying to make sure that you duplicate the great year you had last year is in your mind? If either of those two factors are happening right now.
Well, for me, I set my bar, I set my standard, and I want to be that type of player. I want to be a force, and yeah, I know I'm respected right now because, and I was respected last year after the year started to unfold, and I it's not an excuse. I just need to play better, and the timing thing, that just needs to come from me. It's not anyone's fault but my own. I mean, I had plenty of at bats. We played inter squad. We played a ton of inter squads. We played the Yankees twice, and I mean, I'm the one up there. I'm the one that has to make the adjustment. Find that different process to help, or to find the mental process to help everything click together. So for me, it's no excuse. I've had plenty of at bats, and I just need to go do it. Like I said before.
Is being an established star player in the league harder mentally than being someone with no expectations? Is that an adjustment to say, like, well, I am a guy that's now respected, and trying to maintain that? Is it challenging? It's a different
battle. I guess it's a different battle, but it all boils down to the same thing. Because for me, I got to scratch and claw and fight every single day to play well, to win at the end of the day. That's what this is about. Like, I playing well to play well and not win the game. That's counterproductive in my mind. Because for me, I try and play well to win a ball game. And it's like, if I'm doing my job and if I'm playing my role, then I know it gives us a really good chance to put us in a winning situation. So again, I just need to just make it happen.
Next question comes from Disha Thozar.
Hey, Pete, just to kind of follow up on Dave's question, I know you said you can either shrug it off or regroup, but even after a day like yesterday, do you feel like the team needs to get together, or do you feel like Rojas needs to kind of speak to you guys just to kind of get over that hump, and maybe even on top of that, the five-game losing streak, just to kind of discuss as a whole?
Well, Louis's been really open with all of us. He's such a great communicator, and I think that everything that's been going on, he's been really vocal. He's definitely the guy that's driving the ship. And for me, it's awesome to see that, because he believes in every single one of us, and he knows that, like, things aren't going our way, but he knows that we can turn it around. And once we turn it around, we're going to be dangerous. So I know that it's been frustrating. No one wants to lose 5 games in a row. Like, losing sucks. But I mean, we have the ability, and we have a bunch of high character guys in that clubhouse that we have an opportunity to turn it around.
And then just switching to more of your approach of how you get ready for games, have you kind of felt more of the absence of Chili Davis this season? And did you kind of rely on him for more of these, not like just to get out of your slumps and things like that?
Well, I mean, I've basically texted, FaceTime, called Chili. I talk to Chili every day. So yeah, he's not physically here, but I'm in constant dialogue, and I feel like our conversations haven't gone any differently because of his health situation. So and him not being here, like I miss him. I miss having him here physically, but I'd like the dialogue and the analyzation of at bats and mechanics and everything that goes into hitting. It's still been that same dialogue. So for me, it's like, again, like, there's no excuses. Like, it's all on me, and it's just a matter about when everything clicks, it's gonna come together. And everything kind of, in baseball, for me, everything kind of comes in bunches or in waves, and there's highs, there's lows, but and there's in betweens. So that's the beautiful thing, and also the bad thing about baseball. It's it comes in waves, it comes and goes at times. But I mean, last year there was a 3-week period where it was really, really tough, and then I figured a way out of it. In the Florida State League, in my first full year of professional baseball, I think I was like 6 for 70, and I'm here in the big leagues, and I struggled in AA at times. I struggled in AAA at times, even in the big leagues last year. And then now, like, it's been a tough patch, but always I've been able to get out of it and figure it out. So I have no questions about my ability to fight and claw my way out. It's just a matter of, okay, what day is that going to be? And for me, I think today's that day.
Next question comes from Roger Rubin.
Pete, we've heard, different players at different times during the period when Cespedes has been on the team talk about him quite reverently for his talent, for his experience, for his presence, for his leadership sometimes. Not coming to the park, not coming in and saying goodbye to his teammates, not letting his manager know that he would not be available to him that day. Do these things seem out of step with the Cespedes that you know?
I mean, I again, like, I don't know, because I just assumed that, like, if he wasn't at the yard, that, like, he was sick, or I don't know, like, that communication, like, I can't speculate because I just don't know. And if he was supposed to let the team know and kind of have, like, something happen, then, like, okay, like, that's him, that's Cess's job, that's Cess's agent's job. And, like, I didn't know that there wasn't any dialogue. So I don't know.
I mean, would you leave without saying goodbye?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on, I don't know his, like, situation. So I honestly, I can't really speak to that. But for me, if I was opting out, like, if I had to leave or if I had to go, like, I'd call. If I had, like, guys' numbers, like, I'd give them a call. But I don't know. I don't know his situation.
Thank you very much for your time, Pete.
Of course. Thanks, guys.
Please remain in the room for Brandon Nimmo.